How would you feel if the US government made the day for voting a holiday? Serious question, are elections in the US not on Sundays but on regular working days? Yup. I think they're always on Tuesdays. Fun fact: voting day is actually the first Tuesday after the first Monday of November, so if November 1st is a Tuesday that's not voting day, it would be the following week. It's also because back in THR old days you had to travel to your polling place. They didn't do Sunday for religious reasons, allowed a day of travel on Monday to vote on Tuesdays. So we should have Monday and Tuesday off. Wednesday too, if you count the return trip. I feel like it'd encourage more people to actually vote. Especially if they kept their 4th of July energy for that day. Let's vote on 4th of July. No way people are giving up a day of barbecue and beer drinking to go stand in line and poke at a voting machine. Maybe if they have a free beer and a sparkler instead of an I voted sticker. A beer soda garden with hot dogs in which your I voted sticker is the entry pass. You should see what they do in Australia on election day. No beer, but they have election sausages from what I have heard. n.m.wikipedia.org. Actually, coming from another country, I really cannot understand why it should not be a holiday or a Sunday, where most people have time. As a democratic country, you should enable most of your citizens to be able to vote. And that is generally the case when they have time to vote. Even more, in Spain you can be randomly elected to watch and keep the track of the votes. If you do, you are paid and don't have to work the next day. Like jury duty. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass if you got selected. But all the tables to votes have 5 randomly selected citizens that 1, makes sure everybody only votes once, 2, checks only 1 vote is inserts per person, 3, counts the votes. Once you're 18 you can be selected. You gain between 50 to 120ish euro if you're selected, and you can opt out only for major causes. They pay you? In Peru is the same, but you do it for free and some cookies and water they give you for lunch. Chile the same. I think they pay you, but it's barely anything. In Brazil they pay nothing. But only people who are government, public employee, civil servant can be selected to work on election day. Make it a holiday and have voting last either a week or a 24-hour period so people deemed essential workers can actually have a chance. Most states have early voting that lasts a week or more prior to election day. Also, you can request mail-on ballots, however that varies from state to state. 9 states offer no early voting, not all allow no excuse absentee voting. That needs to be fixed, imho. Many voters don't even know early voting exists in their state. They really need to get the word out. I've been posting this early voting calendar link for months to show people which states have it and for how early. Awareness is a huge problem in general. Most people have no idea when elections are outside of the presidential elections every 4 years. I'd work just like I work every holiday. Yeah, it will become a day for mattress sales and the people with the least access to voting will have to work and still have the least access to voting. I'm not opposed, but it's not the panacea people claim it to be. Essential is a term that's become relevant recently, but largely describes the people that work service-oriented jobs that, which can be genuinely essential. They definitely are the people with a lesser access to voting. Taking off from work, at an hourly or tip-based job, means a loss of income, especially on a national holiday. Grocery stores, gas stations, and major retail stores will all be scheduling shifts, more than likely not accounting for when voting centers are open in their lines. Pandemic essential services, and most of the entertainment food bev businesses that have been shut down, it's all of those workers that will be left without the time to go out and vote. Think about what you would do with a day off. Get some groceries, maybe grab a lunch with some friends while you don't have to be at the office, vote, buy a mattress, and then start the night with an early happy hour while watching the results come in. The service sector will still be expected to work, and will be incentivized to forego voting if it doesn't fit in with their work schedule. Unless individual businesses and/or major companies decide to delay opening, stagger shifts, or close for the day, many workers will be left out of the voting window. I'm in full support of a voting holiday, and I understand that the country can't fully shut down, but as said above, it's not the panacea. We have a general election this year and I am working it as a polling place manager. We have voting on a Saturday, and this year because of COVID they're opening some of the voting places this Saturday prior also. For 2 weeks leading up to the elections you can cast a special vote, so there are plenty of opportunities and no one has to miss out. In fact this year, for the first time, you don't even have to be enrolled to vote. You can enroll and vote at the same time. I can't believe America has an election on a Tuesday. That's absolutely insane. Not only should it be a public holiday for you, but companies should be legally required to release staff, if they are working, in order for them to be able to vote. They are legally required to release them to vote. At will employment makes that legal requirement kind of a joke. The fact that the guaranteed time off to vote isn't paid also makes it a joke. The people most likely to need that extra time to vote are also the most likely to need the money they'd be earning during that time. Vote by mail, then it wouldn't need to be a holiday. Biggest problem with a holiday is that at best only office workers would get the day off. Not blue collar, fast food, customer facing services, min-wage workers. It also doesn't address lack of polling stations in some counties. Experience, 20 years voting by mail in Oregon. It'll never happen. They don't actually want you to vote. Plenty of people still work on any other holidays. Why would this be any different? In my country it is a holiday, and the voting stations are open from 7 a.m. until 9 p.m. I also think, but stand corrected, that employers must allow their employees an opportunity to vote. At best it would be akin or President's Day or Labor Day. Office and bank workers would probably have the day off, but some jackwagon would get it in their mind to start promoting voting day sales, so the majority of the retail workforce wouldn't get the time off and would probably reduce voter turnout. I would vote for more education on the correct usage of commas in schools. It would make absolutely zero difference. I work a job, like many jobs, that don't give a duck if it's a holiday. We still have to work 365 days a year. And the thing is, many poor people work jobs that you don't get off for holidays. But schools would have off, so they may have a harder time balancing work and finding a babysitter. And with people having the day off, it may be even busier for stores and restaurants, meaning less ability to let people get off early or get a break to go vote easily. There is also an issue where it may give people the idea of a day off, and instead of using it to vote they party, travel, do some type of activity or events and don't vote still, lol. Yep. Election Day mattress blowout sale. Or we're going to rent a cabin in the mountains for Election Day weekend. In Australia it's on a weekend, but polling stations are open earlier in the week, so you can go earlier if you are working, but people like to go on the day so you can get your democracy sausage. Rukama horror. My state, NV, just kinda did, we're offering all citizens mail-in voting. And we got sued by the Gov. I'd take the freebie day off work though. Truthfully, it would be a holiday for white-collar workers. Retail, food service, and blue-collar people would still be at work. There'd be no point. Elections are always held on Sundays in France. It's mind-boggling that you would need time off work to vote. It is unlawful for your employer to not let you go vote. I have not met an employer who refused to pay in addition to. 100% of my employers or supervisors have always said you are more than welcome to go vote. To deny it or suppress it would open a claim as wide as if they tried to do the same for jury duty. Ducking Jesus Christ, just fucking make it a holiday to encourage voting. Everyone should be mail-in voting beforehand anyways. I hate how slow this country is to make changes and try new things. This actually sounds like a good idea. If this were a reality, then I think people that normally wouldn't vote will vote. Voting in Australia is compulsory. It's on a Saturday. The US has always had Election Day during the week, so the less fortunate citizens that can't afford to miss work won't vote. It's a Republican thing. Trump said it loud and clear, if voting was easier, the Republicans would never win another election.